The name is Bond. James Bond. Welcome to another episode of Flip My Ride. That's a very poor impression of Sean Connery. Hi everyone, welcome to Flip My Ride. As you can see, COVID-19, the lockdown has not been kind to me. I've gone for the DIY haircut and the mower's been, or the beard has been trimmed down so that I can maintain it a bit better into a 70s style porno mustache, hey? Yeah, look, work's been absolutely dead, gone. I've had to take up other means of income, if you can call it that. The Persia, we'll talk about that quickly. It's still sitting in the garage downstairs. I've had a little bit of interest since we've eased out of lockdown. We're now at level 2, I think, in Queensland. What are we today? It's like the 16th of May, I think it is. I want to focus and address, I hope everyone's well too, by the way. I should mention that. I hope we've all survived in some means and gotten through this silly phase of the virus. And hopefully we can stretch our legs a little bit and start to get a little bit back to some more normality. But anyway, I want to talk about a few things. Today's video is more about what's happening, what I'm trying to do, and what it's about for me as a channel, and hopefully it's something that can relate to everyone out there in the tube world. Before COVID came along, there was a reason behind starting my channel, and thanks to YouTube content, something that struck a chord with me was tiny homes and van life. In this current property I rent to get my kids to school, I've paid in excess of $100,000, probably a lot more, to live here for the last 6 years. Now, if it was a mortgage or whatever it is, I just see that as probably not something that I'd like to keep doing. So about July last year, I come up with this light bulb moment where I thought, you know what, I want to build my way out of my current situation. I want to stop paying electricity. I want to be off the grid to a degree. I want to be self-sufficient, self-sustainable. And that's what led to starting the channel. So I want to work through and from flipping my rides, my cars, into flipping my life. That's basically the concept behind it. And I want to take everyone on the journey with me through my highs and lows and the experiences that I have. Funding for the channel started off, I had very little spare cash. I run a driving school and it's set up as a company, and I'm literally a POVO employee of that company. So the company keeps the funds to pay the bills, and I don't earn a lot, to be honest. When the light bulb moment happened, I just went around the house and grabbed all of the kit that I no longer use. Just things like a hall stand that was just sitting there gathering dust, or some old clothes, or hiking boots, or whatever it was I could find. Engine stand, probably a silly thing to get rid of, but I got rid of an engine stand, engine crane, a turbo, all of those things in order to initially fund Flip My Ride. And out of that, I think it was about $600 or $700. Okay, so that's what we started with. All right, sorry, I've just flipped the paper over here. We're going to use the actual whiteboard because it's a bit easier to write on. So yes, funding wise, let's call it the bank. The bank was the $700 from selling the bits and pieces around the house. We also had a school car that was in an accident, and we got it fixed, and a few other issues were happening with it, so we sold that as well for $6,000. So roughly around the time of the channel, we initially started with the $700 injection. That enabled me to buy, let's call it Flip 1. Okay, so Flip 1 was the Money Pit Suzuki. So that $700 initially got me the bike for $500, which is way too much for that piece of junk. And then while I started working on that, I started off very minor. I was doing little things. I had a little bit of a slush fund there to start working on the bike. While that was happening, we sold the Audi, and that gave me an cash injection. So we spent $750 on that bike, unfortunately, for a total of a $1,250 cost. We sold the bike at a loss. We sold it for $750, and I was lucky to sell it, to be honest. That's why I took the $750. Looked great, but it was a very niche thing. So at this point, we were minus $500. Not great. With the Audi sale, while I was still working on this and I was coming close to finishing, we moved on to flip number 2. Flip 2, which was the baby roller. I'll put links to all of these for you. You can go and check it out. Baby roller. That was our, what was it, a 2005 Sportivo. We'll just call it Tivo. Okay. So, we're minus 500, bought this baby roller for the exact number I'm not sure of, but it was $22.40, thereabouts, give or take some change. We spent not long, again, these were not long projects. This was a shortish project, I think, probably not, maybe a month or two, 2 months. The baby roller was quite quick, actually. It was maybe 3 or 4 weekends of work, and not hard work, just tidying up, cleaning, servicing the vehicle. In total there we spent $800, again round figures. What's that? That's a total of $3,040, and we sold it for $3,750. So now on that one we were plus 710, is that correct? We're plus, yeah, 710. Plus 710 on that, okay? With these two, we are plus $210 for the channel. So plus 210 channel, okay? So that theoretically means I had back in my bank pretty much this, okay? Which is what led me to, and that sold really quickly by the way, flip 3. Flip 3, which is the Pug, the 504, okay? Pug, 78 model, 1978. Yeah. That was an 83. Okay. The Pug purchase price was $3,000 on the money, and then my injection of cash to restore the vehicle, a little mild restoration, was $2,100. Okay. So for the total there of $5,100. So now we dip right into this bank, not leaving us much spare cash. Then I haven't sold that yet, but we're hoping to sell. I've got 8.5 on it, but 8,000 would be nice. So what's that? $2,900. Let's just call it $3,000. No, we'll call it. So question mark. We're hoping for a plus $2,900. Is that correct? 7. Yeah. Okay. That would be sweet. Then that would go back into the bank, obviously, and we keep moving on and moving forward. So the idea is just to keep pulling that funds back in and seeing this figure grow to a point where I have enough to go and maybe experiment with the van buy, move into the van life. I think I could build a really good van and make a bit of money out of it. Actually, that's something I would, and the learning process would be great. That's where we're currently at. We are on hold here, but as you all are well aware, during the Peugeot build, and even maybe in the Toyota, I was talking about selling the Volvo. Now, I've been doing things over the last 3, 4, 5 months, repair work on the car to keep it in check, getting it ready for a sale eventually. But along came COVID and that accelerated everything. So literally I had 2 expensive cars sitting in the driveway, costing me $800 and something a month. So with coronavirus, I accelerated the work and got the Volvo ready, and we actually sold that. So what will be coming is a couple of videos on the Volvo, on some of the repair work I did to it, and then the sale of it. So I'll try and pump those out in the coming days. The Pug, where it is right now, it's still in the garage, it's still waiting. But what happened was, by doing the Volvo, it was more appealing, and it was able to be sold during the coronavirus period. Some people still have money out there and were buying things. So I was lucky enough to find a young gentleman who bought the Volvo for his girlfriend. And basically, what I should be getting out of the Pug was injected via the sale of the Volvo. So that gave me some more cash for security more than anything else, because work, as you know, has all died. So that has actually happened. So we're all up now. So we're 210, 3,001. So we're plus $3,100 up here. So theoretically, because this doesn't always happen, things called life keep coming along and pinching a little bit out of this account to pay the bills for the kids and other things. So, but it's close. Okay, so in my bank, we should have, and I'm very open with this, I don't care if anyone knows. That's what it's all about. I want other people to maybe experiment and do it through something they love if they want to escape the rat race as well. What have we got? $9,800. 9,800. Okay? So when everything settles, that should be the kind of balance I have in my account. So roughly all up, actually, what is it? 3,110. Roughly all up, we've made about $3,000. The Volvo, I think I mentioned that in the footage, but yes, it's cost me money and it is a profit, but the car was a business car and it was totally tax deductible. So all I was hoping for was to sell it and have enough extra cash on top of paying the lease to inject into my channel. It's probably bad economics and accounting, but this is how I'm operating. So if you're an accountant out there, don't be shocked and don't try and tell me it's all wrong. It probably is, but I'm taking the spare cash from anything I get and I'm injecting it into the channel. Okay? Now, last but not least, I want your input out there in Tube World on how I want to move the channel forward, so the content varies a little bit. The Peugeot took basically 6 months, and not that it becomes boring or anything, but it could potentially be a bit of a lag for myself and for my viewers, my subscribers and anyone watching. So I'm thinking, so let's leave this up here, eh? We're roughly, we've got all this, so it's not going to rub out now, is it? I'm thinking of a 2-car idea. So what I'm thinking about is a, let's draw a line here, a quick flip, right? And then maybe a build flip, I guess, something that's long term that we build. So the Peugeot would fit into this category because of the time frame and the amount of work that was involved. Quick flips are going to be things that literally just need a clean, maybe, or a service. So, you know, and in that we might do some ideas like, I don't know, let's call it a $500 flip. See if we can make any profit. The shortest flip, you know, like a short flip challenge. Could be one day, I don't know. Market. Let's do an auction flip or a Facebook marketplace flip. Just things like that I can do quickly. While we're running this, we will have looked, and I want to try and take people on that journey of looking and finding and talking about what project we're going to do, right? So, you know, in this category, we would have had the pug, and over here would have been the baby roller. So do you get the idea? So this can give me cash flow, right? Cash flow, and that will help maintain a long-term build. So here we had the 504. So I want to find stuff to go into this category. I'm already looking, which I shouldn't be because I've got the Peugeot sitting there and I've got no room in the yard, but God help me, I can't help myself. With regards to this, I have several ideas, and I want people to give me an idea if they sound pretty good. Is it something of interest, or what kind of things do you think might be cool? Put them in the comments down below. But I've been looking at, so like 80s retro. So it could be like, I'm thinking, it's called a Tercel over here. Or they're called a Carib in New Zealand. Okay. Could be an 80s ute. I'm going to spell Adam. An 80s ute. Another idea I got is to do a Subaru Brumby, restore it, or mod it, maybe resto or mod. Now the other one I'm really keen on is some type of 80s. It's all old stuff, isn't it? 80s Mazda 929. I don't want to go doing rotary things at the moment because I do not have the funds for rotaries. Rotaries are ridiculous. They're through the roof. Even the motor's now like $5,000 for something. But again, I'd like to work towards that. I want to get enough cash so I can do bigger projects. And with your help, and we build the channel, that may eventuate in the coming year. So we are nearly 10 months old and we're moving along nicely. All right, so with this, I'm talking Mad Cab style from Mad Mike. But maybe instead of a rotary, we might do a turbo hookup. I don't know. Again, these are all questions and you can input with this. Or I don't know the name for it, but it's Japanese style. It's like a Japanese or JDM look. I don't know exactly what I mean by that, but anyway. They're called a loose, or 929 or a loose in a lot of parts of the world as well. So that's sort of the direction I want to go. Let me know if you think that's pretty cool or it's a waste of time. But yeah, so that's where we're at, people. Volvo is coming. We'll jam those videos out in the coming days. This is the future ideas I'm hoping to get. I hope everyone's doing well and moving forward, coming out of coronavirus lockdowns or COVID-19. And yeah, stick with me if you want to see the channel evolve. It'll still always be cars, because if I build a shed out on a property, it'll be designed around the fact that I still want to keep doing this. If you enjoy what we're doing and you want to watch this progress, please consider subscribing, hit the bell notification, all the jimmy jammy stuff, and follow us over on Instagram at Flip My Ride. Again, all of that's been very quiet during these periods because I've just been running around trying to find work in order to pay for life and this. Things are progressing forward, thankfully, and we should be able to jam out some more content. I'm working on a couple of other things as well. So it's a bit of fill-in stuff, I guess, until we get another project up and running. Hope that's okay with you guys. I just want to keep putting stuff out so people who are interested in cars can watch and maybe even learn some stuff. Got a bit of work coming up on my Saabs as well. Anyway, thanks for watching again. Enjoy whatever it is you're doing. Stay safe. Be kind to one another. Find it, buy it, fix it, flip it. Name of the game. Oh, really, just quickly, I want to talk about the community spirit that I'm finding around the pug and the channel. The commentary and the stuff that's been coming through is really nice to see. There's an interaction going on between myself, subscribers, and people between the subscribers themselves as well. I've had people go and buy a 504 based off the channel, people asking and watching the videos to get help out of it. It's fantastic. It's what it's all about. I love it. And like I went and got dinner last night. This is the other thing that's mind-blowing. The car looks so great. It's popping so much since the exterior detail. I went to dinner last night and I parked the car in the car park, and from nowhere people just walked out and started walking around, looking in the window, taking photos of it. That's the spirit of what we're doing. And we're giving life, I'm giving life to these older cars that might have just fallen off the wayside and gone into the old trash can and the wreckers. I don't want that. So, you know, I want to try and give these cars some love, some attention, and hopefully keep everyone there in the tube world interested. Anyway, I'm blabbing again. I'm going to go and do some editing, and we will see you next time on Flip My Ride. See ya. Whew, that was a lot of talking. And another thing, just briefly, I'm very genuine about my channel, and I'm not sponsored, and everything I'm talking about is low budget. So anything I buy is not going to be big dollars, at least in the early days. I can't. I don't have sponsorship to help me with that. And I'm not out buying wrecked Lamborghinis and repairing them and all that kind of stuff. This is very grassroots, down to earth, unsponsored, normal people stuff. Because that's what I am, I think. Bond, James Bond. Welcome to the Rock. Bond, James Bond. I'm Sean Connery. No, I'm not.